and welcome back to the Give and Go. I'm your co-host Reynoso, here with my boy
Soltero. What's up, guys?
We have a guest. In the studio today.
We do.
A guest that is known for inflicting a lot of pain on this podcast, bro. Because the first time he was here, me and him both ganged up and bullied you into your overall anti-Argentina take.
Sure.
After that, he came into our household, watched the Mexico match with me, and tortured me post-game with his celebrations of Argentina winning that game 2-0. Following that, he returns to come back on the pod and make you wear an Argentina jersey for 10 shoots straight that on the back said, I was wrong.
I was.
And he's back. He has returned. After a few months, after a little bit of an absence, he has returned back to the studio. And my friend, the only question I have for you before I even give you a fucking intro is, what do you want from us, man? What do you want, man? What do you want, bro? What are you here for, bro? Leave us alone, man. Let me live.
I'm not here to torture anyone today. Today we're going to have a chill podcast, chill episode.
Perfect.
I'm not going to bully you today. I'm feeling nice.
Okay, he's feeling nice. Folks, it's DFO. Debatable Football Opinions is in the house once again. He is
Thank you
back.
for having me. Thank you for having me.
Welcome
Lovely
back,
intro.
man.
Thank you.
But I want to start off with some crazy shit I saw on my feed, man. As I was just scrolling through Instagram, I got like a Lionel Messi post. I got like an ESPN FC post, a player transfer post from Fabrizio Romano. And then I scroll down, bro, and I see this dude's face in a goddamn elevator right next to fucking Dibu Martinez, man.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he's the old buddy of mine. We went having vacation together.
Out in Vegas, hitting the
Yeah,
casinos.
just, your typical Thursday. But yeah, I went to Maryland, and the rumors are true. I met
They're true.
Dibu Martinez, amongst a few other players as well. I guess we'll talk about it in a second.
So from what I gathered, from the information I got, was that you went to Maryland
Correct.
to catch an Aston Villa game.
Yes.
And this is something that you just do. Once it's summertime, it's like you're hibernating during the winter.
Yeah.
You'll come
I get
out during
ready.
the summer, and you just go all out when it comes to like these exhibition matches
Exactly.
here in the States.
So what I do essentially is, living in the U.S., you know that we don't get a lot of crazy big stars like this. If eventually they come to the MLS, but they come all old and close to retirement, we don't get the big European stars. So there's very few chances for us to meet them, get pictures, autographs, all that stuff. And then I got a lot of heroes playing in Europe that I'm not going to be able to meet. Dibu Martinez, Enzo Fernandez, heck, Lionel Messi. But every summer, at least a few big teams make it to the U.S. for preseason. And I always have, it started last summer, I have this crazy idea of like, I'm going to go watch them, but I don't want to just go across the country, sit down in a stadium for 2 hours, watch a good game, and then go back home. I'm trying to make the best out of this experience. And using this adventure as an example, Dibu Martinez is one of my heroes. As you know, from Argentina, he basically gave us that recent World Cup alongside Lionel Messi and everybody else, but he's the people's hero.
Yeah.
I don't think we would have made it this far or even won the World Cup without his penalties and his
The crazy
games.
save.
Yeah. So
the
of course,
Colomboani save.
needless to say, he's my hero, right? So I see that Aston Villa is going to be playing in Maryland. We live in Texas. That's like almost half the country. I got to go all the way to northeast. So I basically fly to Maryland knowing that I don't know where Aston Villa is going to be staying. But my goal is to go and find out where Aston Villa are going to be staying, where they're going to be training, and try and stalk my way into meeting Emiliano Martinez, hopefully get a picture with him, hopefully get an autograph, basically just meet him in person rather than seeing him in a stadium for 2 hours and then go back home,
Did you fly there or did you drive there by vehicle? How did you get
I
there?
flew there,
Okay.
and it's
Thank
kind of
God.
crazy because flying, I don't have my car with me, and I'm also flying in a place that I don't know. I don't know what is in Maryland. I could not tell you one thing about Maryland. I don't know where I was going to be staying. I had no car. I had, pretty much nothing, and no information either, because they don't tell you what hotel they're going to be staying. They don't tell you where they're going to be training. They want as few fans possible because they want to focus and have a good preseason. So I flew to Maryland with basically nothing but hope, and we made it work somehow.
But okay, how do you
crazy.
even start off by like knowing what hotel they're at? That's like my first.
It's
like
a lot of it's a lot of stalking, and like as bad as that sounds, and a lot of research and like asking a lot of people. For example, I did the same thing last year whenever Manchester City came over to Houston, and then Juventus and Barcelona went over to Dallas. That was all very close to me. So I know people within the city, and if I don't know people, you simply ask people all around town if they know anything, or you look it up online. There's supporter groups on, for example, Facebook. This time that I went to Maryland, I joined. I pretended to be an Aston Villa fan, and I joined a supporter group, the official supporter group from Maryland of Aston Villa. So I joined,
Nice.
and then that's when I started, like, I guess, DMing the members or making a post on that supporter group on Facebook and be like, hey, anybody know where they're going to train? Anybody know where they're going to stay at what hotel? And after doing all of that, like typically you do a lot of that and you can be either lucky, like somebody can tell you something, or you could just be really unlucky and all your efforts are meaningless because you don't hear anything, you know? Because this Aston Villa is not one of the huge clubs, you know? This supporter group had like maybe 300 members, right? In the whole state of Maryland. But I got nothing from this supporter group, but I was lucky enough to one of the players straight up posted the hotel that we're at. I can just show you. It was I got a screenshot of Douglas Luiz, I guess he's a CDM in Aston Villa. He just posted a picture of him chilling, and then he put the location on his Instagram story.
You're kidding.
So this time around, I had to do no research whatsoever.
Wow.
Didn't have to join a supporter group. Didn't have to ask anybody. I just had to look at one guy's
Idiot,
story.
bro.
Yeah.
What the hell is
Because-
Douglas Luiz doing, bro?
That's
I
gold
mean-
for you.
That's
gold.
I mean, I don't know if it bothers them that much because, like, how many Aston Villa fans are there in Maryland, right? But and so I make it to the hotel. This was day one of my vacation. Thankfully, I see that I still have no hotel. I still have no car, but I know where the hotel is, right? So I go over to the hotel, and there's no fans. And I'm either like, I got the wrong place, or there just happens to be no fans, or like nobody knows about this.
Yeah.
I'm just following my instinct. All I know is I got an Instagram story. For all I know, he could be visiting a friend. He could, it's a lot of,
Oh, true.
it's a lot of following your instincts and just being lucky, you know? So I make it to the hotel, and that's when I started to see Aston Villa workers, like people, kitmen, people who just work with the team because they have their own uniforms and stuff.
Wow.
And that's when it struck me. I'm like, I'm at the right place, you know?
Yeah.
I came all the way here, and first day I already got the hotel. So we start after that, it's expensive. It's an expensive hotel because, these are big clubs. They get 4 or 5 star hotels.
Do you know what was it?
It
Which
was
hotel
Intercontinental something, the Wharf, which is a location in D.C.
Okay.
Washington is right next to Maryland. So we make it to the hotel, but you just got to blend in. And it's very hard to blend in when you're looking like a fanboy, with an Aston Villa jersey. Because the whole point is to get your Aston Villa signed jersey or like my Dibu Martinez jersey. So I'm always with my brother whenever I do one of these things. So I just tell my brother we're going to go in from the back, hopefully get up the stairs, and then just pray. Like, we'll go to the elevator, we'll go up and down the stairs. Hopefully you don't get caught. Just try to blend in. Again, very hard to do because you're looking like a fanboy. You're dressed up in full
It's DFO, baby.
yeah,
come
fanboy Aston Villa gear. But unfortunately, on the first day, as soon as we got to the hotel, we get kicked out because the Aston Villa workers see us and they're like, hey, you can't be in this floor. Essentially, it's for the players only. Seventh floor for the players only, right? Yeah. We don't even get a chance to say, oh, we're staying in this hotel, or whatever, because we weren't either. But you can sometimes lie and stuff. But we get kicked out of the hotel. We get kicked out. We go sit like maybe a block away, and they go out of their way. One Aston Villa worker, another one comes out of his way to follow us and tell us for a second time, hey, you can't come back. We're going to call security if you try to meet the players again, if you try to sneak into the hotel, whatever.
Jesus.
So
Christ.
this is one of the worst things because after they tell you that, it's pretty much over. Like, you want to meet the players, but you also don't want to harass. You don't want to, actually trespass and get caught and doing all this stuff.
overstep.
Or get the police involved. That'd be the worst of things because then they're wasting their time because I'm
You're
not trying
fucking
to.
handcuffs in
Yeah,
Maryland, bro.
And that's wasting the police time too, because I'm not trying to kill anybody. They could be doing serious stuff. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to get a picture with the player. But whenever they tell you that, it's pretty much game over. It's like, okay, we gotta find out a different approach. So what do? We go to sleep. We go visit Washington. We kind of take a chill day after that. And then in the middle of the night, it kind of struck me. We gotta get a room in this hotel.
Yeah.
It's not easy because, like I told you, it's like a 5-star hotel. Thankfully, one room was available, and it's like $400, $500, I think, for one night.
Damn.
Something like that. It's insane. And even if I'm with my brother and we can split the cost, it's still way too much for one room for one night. Then you don't even know if that's going to guarantee you to meet the players, but it's a good chance.
Yeah, you're already there.
Yeah, might as well. So thankfully, I was able to meet with a friend of mine who just happened to be in Maryland for work, a friend from Houston, just thankfully. And I told him what we were doing and all that stuff. So he agreed to get a room with us at this hotel. So once you split it 3 ways, again, it's not cheap, but it's cheaper, It makes a little bit more sense. So we were able to stay in that hotel for 1 day. So we get the room, we go to our room, we change everything. And at that point, it's just a matter of waiting and hoping that we can meet them in the lobby, in the pool, in anything. So,
but throughout that time, were you acting like I don't know, like did you remove yourself of like the fanboy appearance?
Yes,
okay.
Because I don't think if you go dressed as a fanboy, like maybe you have their jersey or something, that they will give you a room because they might know what you're up to. So we were I was dressed normally, like maybe we were on vacation. Thankfully, they didn't ask anything. I was just like, hey, I'm here for my room. I hope it's available. Whatever. I go up, nobody questions me. All of our Aston Villa gears in the backpack, whatever. So after we get the room, we still have to wait for the players because they're out in like some university training or something, or like taking care of other stuff because they have a busy schedule. They do photo shoots for the media and stuff like that. They do a bunch of stuff while they're in preseason. So after 6 p.m. is mostly when they're free. But you still can't go to their floor, or they have 2 floors reserved, one for the players to sleep on, and then the other one for that's where they have dinner, meetings, training, all that kind of stuff. So even if you're in the hotel, that doesn't mean you can access their private floors. So it's just a matter of being lucky and meet them either in the pool, in the lobby, or like I did in the elevator.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
So set that up for me then.
Yes.
What did you just ride it up and down for 2 hours straight?
So,
How did you
correct.
How'd you end up being with Dibu Martinez in the same
Right.
elevator?
So after it was like 6 p.m. That's when we figured out that they were coming back from training, and then they were all free to do whatever they wanted. So the second floor was where they have dinner, where they have meetings and stuff like that, and the 7th floor is where they stay, like their actual rooms. So there's that little window from between the 2nd and 7th floor, and I'm like, if we stay there and just keep going up and down, up and up, up and down, eventually somebody's gonna come in here, right? And that was our theory, and that theory was proven correct when Leon Bailey was the first player that we met. We were just in the elevator.
Damn.
And Leon Bailey just came in the elevator.
But after like how many runs? Was it the 8th run by then, or?
Well, yeah, it's ish, like maybe 5, 6 times. So like the thing is, it doesn't matter how long it takes because no one can kick you out. You're in an elevator. Who's gonna question you? You're going up and down.
Okay.
So it's not like you're gonna find either an Aston Villa worker.
it.
Yeah, it's like, where are you guys going? It's none of your business, bro. We're going up to our room. It happens to be up.
Yeah.
Oh, we got the wrong floor. We meant to go down, and it's like nobody can kick you out. So again, our theory was proven correctly after Leon Bailey came over. He was headed from the 2nd floor to the 7th, back to his room, and we just asked him for a picture, whatever. So that's when we knew, like, okay, guys, we at least got something. I don't know if we'll meet Dibu Martinez. We're damn close.
Yeah.
But at least we got Leon Bailey, right?
Yeah, we got a Jamaican.
Yeah. No,
All
he's
right.
really good, bro. And so that's already great. And we just kept doing that. And then eventually we made it to the 2nd floor because these Aston Villas are in this players are in the 2nd floor trying to go up. So they hit the button that stops our elevator. There's 3 elevators. We just got lucky to be in that one.
Oh.
And when you're in the elevator and you see that the floor stops in the 2nd floor, like the elevator stops on the 2nd floor, that's how you know the players are coming because the only ones in the 2nd floor are the players.
Oh. Oh
So
my gosh.
It stopped in the 2nd floor, and that's when a bunch of Villa players came in, right? And I'm not a Villa fan. I know the players, but I'm not crazy for them. I'm here for one man only, Dibu Martinez, right? So a bunch of players come in: Watkins, Bailey, I don't know who else, Buendia, Emiliano Buendia, Argentina. I'm excited to see him, but at the same time, I'm wondering if like he's Dibu Martinez.
You got Dibu with you.
So the elevator gets full of Villa players, 5, 6, 7 players in the elevator.
Wow.
Not pretty much as big as this table. And the last person to come in the elevator, you can guess who it is. Dibu Martinez.
Wow.
I see a 6'5" man, the very last person to come to the elevator. I got all these amazing players right behind me, but I don't care because I'm here for him. He's the last player to come in. The elevator was crowded. He could simply have said, "Oh, I'll just catch the next one." Yeah. But so he comes in and he comes right next to me. He's right there next to me. And after that, it's go time because you only got like 30 seconds until the elevator goes up to the 7th floor, like when they're going back to the room. And that's when I tell them, hey, you know, you basically become a fanboy at that moment. You're like, hey, I came all the way here to see you. Can I get a picture? Can I get an autograph? Basically, all that stuff that we came for.
Wow.
So we were able to get him.
But what do you say? Like, what? Were you nervous?
I mean, I was definitely nervous because so he's my hero. I mentioned this in my head before I even made the trip. I'm like, if I see him, if I get a little bit of time with him, I'm gonna thank him for the World Cup personally. I'm gonna tell him that I'm just super happy. You know, just tell him a lot of emotional stuff that I don't know. That it all sounds great at the moment. Like you want to thank him individually for everything he's done. You want to thank him for personally.
Yeah.
But none of that happens because I had a lot of things. I don't even remember what I plan on telling him, but none of that happens when you see him. At least for me, I fanboy too hard. I think all I told him is, we're going to go to the game Sunday. We came all the way here to see you. Can I grab a picture? Because it was a 20-second, 30-second ride. Wow. And it just happened. It goes off like this because you got your hero in front of you. To me, it felt like 5 seconds. I thankfully took a picture with him. I really wanted to take a picture because more than an autograph, because I wanted to show my followers that I met him.
Yeah.
A lot of people were invested in this whole thing.
Yeah, I saw.
I always update my
Nice.
my followers about it. But yeah, I was able to meet him right after I was done with him. After the 20 seconds, my brother scooped over, and he was also able to get him. And then I got a picture with Emiliano Buendia, who was in the elevator, so a little extra. Yeah, he was cool too. But yeah, successfully, I was able to meet my hero, my brother as well, and that entire trip was worth it.
You have a gift, bro. That's a gift.
It's
given by the gods of football to be able to infiltrate teams like that
Yeah.
and players to actually get Dibu to show up.
Oddly enough, this was the first time ever that we actually got a room in this hotel. Everything else, I don't know if we're going to talk about it, like, because I've done a bunch of other stuff like Juventus, Barcelona, Manchester City, all that stuff. None of that involved getting a room. It was a lot of luck and a lot of sneaking around and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, when I first saw that you saw Dibu Martinez, the picture I had in my mind was you just asked a couple people, oh, is he on this floor? And then you like got through like one security guy, hey, can I just get one quick autograph? I thought it was simple as that.
I wish it was that easy.
God,
Yeah.
dude, the commitment, but also the luck involved. Had no idea. I had no idea, man. Congrats.
Thank you. It's
That's
also,
awesome.
I think so. That
That's
deserves
really cool.
congratulations,
Yeah.
man. 'cause
It's also the craziest and biggest gamble because it's all the way in Maryland. When Manchester City came to Houston, I mean, I got them right there in town. I had my car with me, and
go
like
back home.
I know people. Yeah, if it doesn't work, I go back home and I move on with my day. But we're in Maryland for like 4 days. We got to make this work somehow, you know?
and then the plane ticket as well.
Yeah,
the
plane
hotel
ticket,
cost.
yeah,
How
yeah.
long did you leave the next day?
No, we actually met him after. So day one was when we got kicked out. Day two was when we met him. After that, we had the whole rest of the days for just chill, vacation.
Did you actually go to the game?
Yeah, I went to the
Okay,
game.
okay.
That was on Sunday. That was a few days after. So I got to the game, and we also got lucky again with another player, Buendia. We took our Argentina flag at the game. We got pretty good seats, and he saw our flag. He came over, signed my jersey as well. So that's another little plus as well.
Damn, yeah, Buendia.
So kept getting lucky as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Doing that all the way in Maryland is ridiculous. This is like playing this game on the hardest level was what you just went through.
Basically.
You're like, we're getting warmed up for it last year, and now this challenge presents itself, and you stepped up, bro. You stepped up.
Yeah,
People doubted you. With this being the biggest fish you've ever caught in that sense, what's next, man? Like, who's the next guy? You got Dibu, bro. You got Dibu.
Right.
Who's the next guy? Is it another Argentine? Is it Cavani? Or is it?
No, bro. He's going to Boca, so he can just go around,
Or is it the greatest player to ever grace
That's
the
what I'm
field and the
wondering.
pitch
That's what I'm
here in the
wondering.
U.S.?
That's
Is it Leo Messi, man?
I don't know. That would be like, I always get lucky and it always seems to work out, but I don't know if I should take it to the next level, especially now that he's here in the MLS. Like, could it be possible, Because to me, Dibu Martinez, you're not really fighting against any other fans. You're just fighting against yourself to like try and meet him and try and find out everything. When it comes to Messi, like, you're fighting against the entire state, the entire U.S. that wants to meet him. Anytime that he goes out to the store, like to go eat something at a restaurant, like the streets get flooded.
Yeah.
And at the game, it's even harder. You got a celebrity. You're fighting off against celebrities.
But if you did see him, let's pretend Soltero, here's Messi.
All right.
All right.
Let's not do that.
He's in your grades. He's in your pictures.
I'm not gonna ever pretend I'm Argentinian, bro. I'm sorry.
What do you say to Messi if you're in the same room, man?
If I freaked out with Dibu Martinez, granted he's an amazing player, I would still I would freak out times 100 with Messi. I don't even think words would come out of my mouth.
Yeah.
At all. Because I've met like big players like last year, Ansu Fati, De Bruyne, and I still freaked out. They're not Argentine. They don't have like an emotional meaning to me, but I still freaked out. You know, all I did was ask for a picture, an autograph, and you know that's all. Because that's all your brain allows you to do at that moment. Because you're freaking out. When you have Messi, I don't think anything would come out of my mouth.
Yeah.
I just say gibberish.
That's what I thought when like if you were to ever come on the pod, bro, it'd be like Schultz on Nelk Boys. Like I wouldn't say shit. I just wouldn't say shit. Be quiet, and Messi would be like, "Is this a fucking podcast? What the fuck's going on here, man?"
Just staring
yeah,
at
just
him.
like, what, y'all not ask me questions. I just be like, "Nah, man, I'm just
can't.
appreciating greatness
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
That's it.
I think I would just hand him my Sharpie and just be like, "Here, just do it.
Just
like,
do it.
I don't think I could.
Just do it.
Yeah.
I'm at your mercy."
Has there ever been a journey where you've gone and not seen the player that you went to go see?
Yes, I'm glad you asked that. Like, because it actually happened the same week that I met the Aston Villa players. Real Madrid were in Houston. They were only in Houston for one night, because they were going to face Manchester United. My brother's a big Madrid fan, so we went over to the hotel. But this one was even pricier than the Aston Villa. It's like maybe $600 or $700 a night. Security is a lot riskier too.
Madrid money.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that a lot of the people working in Madrid, like the staff members, are also big stars, like Roberto Carlos and stuff, or Butragueño, Chendo, all these players, and it's like everything's a lot harder, and you know they got bigger stars. So they were maybe like 300 to 500 fans right outside the hotel.
Wow.
And it sucks that I'm gonna have to tell you this, but we stayed in the hotel from the very morning to the very end until they went to the stadium. And when they arrived, they didn't sign anything. And when they left to the stadium, nothing. They didn't sign anything. I think when they arrived, Courtois signed like maybe 10 to 20 people. That's all. One player. And I hate to say this, but I think they do it mostly for the media, for the Instagram post. You know, I hate to say it. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt and be like, yeah, they care about their fans, but it's hard to say that whenever Courtois is the only player out of the entire squad who goes down, takes a picture with the fans, signs autographs, and he's got a whole bunch of cameras behind him. He only signs maybe 10, and then he goes. You know, so it's. Again, it's a gray area because these people don't really owe us anything. You know, they're off to do their preseason and stuff. Like, I don't want to feel entitled when I go to these hotels and be like, hey, these players have to sign my stuff. They have to take a picture with me. I'm their fans. I support them. No, they've got millions of fans, and you're sneaking into the hotel. You're waiting, but it doesn't give you like some sort of entitlement that, you know.
Right.
So I'm a little bit mad that out of the entire 30-man squad, not one of them could actually care about us and take pictures,
especially
and
on a
stuff like
promotional U.S. tour.
Yeah, it's all exhibition.
It's all it's about.
I know, it's exactly, and it's a preseason stuff. You come here once a year. Some of these fans can't even go to Europe to, you know, experience the actual thing. You know, I don't want to feel entitled and be like, you should do this, but you should.
Maybe you just had a bad day.
Yeah,
maybe it was just a bad day, and that's how it goes. Man.
I give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, that's kind of shitty. Move on to my next adventure, you know.
What would you say to someone who's trying to do a similar thing to you as, you know, getting autographs, getting photos from players when they're here in the States? What's your ultimate piece of advice for a person that is wanting to become the next DFO in that sense? Whether it's you want to call it a professional stalker, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
But what would you tell them?
That's a good question. I feel like a lot of people ask me how you do this. It's a lot of luck and a lot of research. You could do a lot of research and still not be lucky, like me with Madrid, you know? But once you're there in the hotel, as long as you keep it respectful and you're not trying to harass anybody and you kind of know how to blend in, like, you could make it work, but just know that you could make your entire trip for nothing. It has its good things and its bad things. Because I could have gone to Maryland, not meet anybody, and wasted like over $1,000, you know?
Is the jersey here among us?
The jersey
it's in our presence.
Indeed here. Yes.
The jersey's in our presence.
Yes.
All right, let's whip that thing out.
Check it out, man.
And thankfully, I was able to get more. I was able to get more than a jersey. Okay, so the main thing, this was on day 2 when we first met him. He signed it right over here. And then on day 2, we actually met him again. I forgot to mention this. We technically met Emiliano Martinez twice. The second time was whenever he came back from training, and he still had time. It was 6 of us. I actually managed to find some other fans, and we were all there for Emi Martinez. We had the Argentina flags and everything, and we met him a second time around. Damn, he signed it right there behind.
You had 2? Emi Martinez?
Yeah, you know I collect jerseys, so like I always have a jersey ready for everybody. And then
Holy
this was on match.
This
This
one
one,
so casual.
another Martinez jersey, but this one was Aston Villa.
Wow.
And, it's
Wow,
the
nice.
Buendia jersey. Buendia signature. Right
Oh,
over here.
nice.
And the last thing I got.
And you're gifting those to the Give and Go. Well, thank you, brother.
Hey, I'll take
Thank
these
you.
jerseys for sure.
I think I left it in the car, but it's basically a picture of his glorious save against Kolimani, and he signed it
okay.
as well. Yeah, I met a friend there who had a bunch of pictures, and he gave me the idea. He was like, "Hey, you should print out all these pictures and get it autographed, because like once you frame it, it looks amazing. A
Yeah.
jersey's great, but if you can get a picture of like his save against Kolimani and have him sign it, it's amazing." So I have it in the car. I'll show it around.
Damn, dude, you can make your money back.
Dude.
You can make your money back on
Pretty
the
much.
flight and hotel with those pieces, man.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
What a great idea to get that one signed, though.
Yeah,
'Cause that's like culturally defining.
Yeah, I've never done that. I'm always all about either pictures or jerseys signed. But I've never done a picture, and this is the first time that I have, and it's actually great.
You should try to challenge yourself and see what tier you just can't get an
Right.
autograph at. Because if Madrid's too big, that makes sense to me, But Aston Villa's doable. What's
Right
in
there in the
between
middle.
that's higher?
The thing is, I don't think Madrid's out of reach, because if I would have gotten the hotel, it's as simple as like staying in the elevator. But the thing is, the only thing that's out of reach is the fucking money, bro. Like I'm not spending 700 on a night where like I don't even know if it's gonna work out. But
Yeah.
I know some people actually did manage to sneak into the hotel. They were Real Madrid hotel, stay in the elevator, and meet players. I know a few people who met Cruz and Modric and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, but I think that like what would be out of my reach, like we mentioned before, Lionel Messi. Like now that he's here in the States, too many people are trying to meet him. The streets get flooded. He can't even go out to eat to a restaurant. It's insane. But that's the dream. I think I might have to wait until he retires and kind of the fame kind of lowers down a little bit, and maybe I'll be able to meet him. Maybe it'll be a bit more chill.
I think the answer here, bro, is I remember when I was in Mallorca and I was at the Mallorca Stadium. Real Madrid came as visitors. But what struck me was that after the game, when they were walking from the locker room to the bus, they actually were good about like stopping and taking pictures with away Real Madrid fans that were waiting for them.
Yeah.
I think maybe the next step is going overseas so that you can get those big name signings that are either at Man City, Real Madrid, Bayern, wherever it might be.
Yeah.
And that might be where your next step is so you can get those major signings.
Yeah, perhaps. I know a lot of the players actually, they appreciate whenever you're an away fan. For example, if I live in Houston. If I go to a Houston Dynamo game that is not in Houston, say I come either here to Austin or to another side of the country over in New York, if I'm dressed with Houston Dynamo gear and they see that I'm one of the few, because they don't have that many, I'm one of the few away fans that traveled, they're a lot more lenient, a lot nicer. So
That's
that can
Dynamo,
help.
bro. They don't got any fans.
Yeah, I know.
You don't want to try going to Miami just to try. I mean, because like it's what 2.5 hour flight.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
like it's crazy. It's not like you have to go to Spain. You don't even just want to give it a shot.
The thing is, every time I do this, it's in preseason, so the players are always a lot more chill,
yeah,
So
yeah,
if
yeah.
I were to go to Miami now for a home game, they're still playing for either the Leagues Cup or the MLS or something like that. So they gotta actually focus. They don't have that much time with the fans. But possibly their preseason. I want to try for Copa America, since everybody, the American nations are coming here to the U.S.
Yeah.
But again, they're going to be playing a tournament, a pretty big tournament. So it's like, how much time do you actually have with your fans to actually take pictures, autographs, all that stuff? If I were them, I would be trying to focus as much as possible, and I don't blame them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I wonder, sorry, I wonder if dressing up would help.
Okay, so funny you bring that up. I tried that for the Madrid hotel.
Way.
Without getting a room. Yeah, we didn't talk much about the Madrid hotel, but I brought out my prom suit, my work pants, and I promise I'm going to send you a picture so you can put it
Yeah, I'll
in
put
the,
it in there.
episode. But I have a picture. Like I basically dressed up, and I try to look as much business casual as possible. And it worked because I was able to chill in the lobby. But Roberto Carlos came out, and he basically, as soon as he came out, all the fans that were actually waiting in the lobby, kind of like me, went over to him, tried to get pictures, autographs, all that stuff. And I was obviously one of the ones who went there, and that's when I blew my cover. As soon as I wasn't even able to get him. And as soon as I sat back down, they're like, "This guy's not a businessman. This guy's just trying to, So they asked me, "Hey, do you have a room here?" And they have a paper with like your last name, the rooms. I'm like, "There's no way, So that's when I got kicked out of the Madrid hotel. Even dressed with like business casual attire and stuff, like trying to blend in as much as possible. But that is a good strategy. Yeah, it definitely helps. It is. I just blew it by becoming a fanboy as soon as anybody.
Try
out.
a construction worker.
And
Bro, I
carry a
think
ladder.
they can get away with anything. If you have a cone,
Yeah. Somebody made a
Go
video
anywhere.
that you can get in anywhere as long as you carry a ladder. They let you in anywhere. They don't ask you anything. So maybe I will take one of these different approaches. This is pretty interesting.
Vinny, you got the fucking ladder with you? Sign my fucking ladder. You mentioned last year that you also had a bunch of escapades in this journey you've had so far.
Correct.
What were the standouts from last year? Was it that Man City situation you had?
Yeah, these situations last year is what made me do this, I guess, as much as possible, because last year we had such a successful few events. The first one was Manchester City. They come over to Houston, and this is gonna sound like a joke, but Man City actually don't have that many fans, so it was actually pretty easy. We went over to the hotel where Manchester City were, and it wasn't that many of us. It was like maybe 20 to 30 of them. Compared to Real Madrid, they stayed in the same hotel. Madrid was like maybe 500, I think I mentioned. But yeah, it wasn't that many. 30? It was like 20, 30 people. We were just kind of just waiting.
Treble, bro.
Yeah, we played. That was my first ever time doing something like this, but it was with Manchester City. We met a few players in the hotel, but then that's when we decided to take it forward, take it, to the next level. We heard that Manchester City were having a private training at the Houston Dynamo Stadium, and the only people who could watch the training were those people who were affiliated with their sponsors. So it was like a kind of like they were going to train in front of their sponsors as a way to give back, because these people pay for essentially their contracts. Like very rich people that are with like Abu Dhabi or like Saudi Arabia and so all these kind of stuff, like people with money, right? Yeah. And their family and friends and stuff like that, anybody they invite. So we go to the stadium, and obviously we are not affiliated with any of these people. We're just fans. So my brother has this idea. There's two entrances, one for all these sponsors and then one for the media, people who take pictures, all that kind of stuff. And my brother just has this idea of like, hey, tell him you're with the media, you got invited to this thing, and just go through the media entrance. Just show him your Instagram account. And that's when we went through the media, and as weird as it sounds, we made it work. Like, I was like, hey, I'm part of the media. I just got invited to either, I think I said record or like, witness this. I don't know what I said. But then I showed him my Instagram account, and I was like, I was told I could bring a +1. So we basically got, and the only thing he has was like, oh, you know where to go, right? And I was like, oh, yeah. Been doing this a couple of times. I know my way around. So we walked through the media. He either didn't care or he genuinely believed it, because he barely glanced at my phone. He saw the DFO. Media. Technically, just didn't get invited or anything. Yeah. But yeah, we were able to sit down in front of the Man City, in front of the stadium, like in the best seat, because there wasn't that many of them. Like the stadium didn't get packed or anything. It was just people watching, like maybe a couple hundred. And we basically witnessed a whole hour-long training session of Manchester City training in front of us. And then, of course, whenever their training session is done, they really have to be thankful to their sponsors as the ones who make their money, So they all came right to us one by one, and we took pictures with everyone and autographs and all that kind of stuff. Like everyone who was there. Like, I don't think we missed a single player. It was like Rodri, Grealish, Mahrez, Julian Alvarez, Haaland, even everybody.
Damn.
Yeah, and they were very, very chill, because like it's a lot different when you're facing your, like, I guess your sponsors and friends and family,
professionals and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I got Julian Alvarez to say happy birthday to a friend of mine who's a big fan of his. So again, they were very, very chill. That was another one of those experiences.
You can make them take a shot if you want. They can do whatever.
Yeah, and then that's what led me to go over to Dallas a week later and do essentially the exact same thing with Barcelona and Juventus. So we did the exact same thing, the same thing I've been describing here in this pod, just researching where they're going to be, if they're going to do any training or anything like that. You just find a hotel, sneak in, and try and meet them.
Oh, so you got addicted in Houston.
Yeah.
That's where it all started.
Yeah, it's the beginning of my addiction. Once I realized that it's essentially, like I said, being lucky and just, doing your research to see where they're going to be. Once I realized that that's what it was, might as well try, What else are you going to do?
Who's the least popular player you met?
The least popular? That's
like
a question.
Bench warmer, third stringer.
I think eventually, like I've seen, like maybe when with Manchester City, since all the players came over, maybe Palmer. I think he was with the preseason, but not bad. Like it's just, I think it's like a really young, like academy player type thing, maybe.
Yeah.
Just someone I recognize, like, hey, I'm pretty sure that's an academy player, and then I recognized it was Palmer. I think I took a picture with him. That would be the least. Like, I guess the least big one.
Wait, so when you do see, not this case, because it was, professionally done and they were happy to see you.
Uh-huh.
When you do see them, like, in the hotel, are they always a little hesitant, but they're like, oh, they're the fans, so they just end up doing it? Or are they just like always like, oh, okay, sure. And
I think it depends where you see them, because for example with Dibu Martinez, he was in an elevator. What is he gonna tell me? No, and then we're gonna have an awkward like.
so true.
All right, I guess, and then but with McKennie, I met him in the Juventus hotel. I met him in the lobby, and he was doing promotional shooting with 433. The 433 team was there and everything. They were doing a few like little videos. So after he was done with the videos, he took a few pictures with us, but he was rushed because he had to get back to training since he was already, or not training, maybe, I don't know, eating or I don't know, anything that they have scheduled. But since he was doing the 433 stuff, his schedule was more packed than the others. So he was kind enough to take pictures and stuff, but you could see that he was genuinely rushed. Because I could see like he was basically jogging like around the lobby. He was like, I gotta get back. But he was actually pretty nice, I mean, again, he was from Dallas. We were at Dallas, so it makes sense. But yeah, it just depends where you are. If you're in the elevator, it's easier for them to say yes. If you're in the lobby, they could tell you like no. But thankfully, I don't think I've ever had one of those when they tell you straight up no.
On this topic, I'm curious. I don't think I've ever asked you this, Soltero. Have you ever met a player?
A player?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. No. The closest I've been, I was in Brazil for like 5 weeks, and I was staying at a hotel, the same hotel for the entire time. And there was an away team that stayed at the same hotel that I was staying at. The team was América Mineiro, a bottom feeder team in the top league in Brazil, especially at the time. So there was like no fans, nothing, but they were there to play against Recife, which was the home team that I was in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so I saw those players, but I didn't know a single player. Wow. I just knew the team. I was like, oh shit, that's América Mineiro.
Right.
And I saw their bus. I'm like, damn, okay, they got a game tomorrow.
This was just a coincidence, like you just happened to be in the same hotel?
It was just purely coincidental. Like I didn't plan any of it. That's the closest I've ever come to meeting like a professional footballer, but I've never actually met one.
That's fine. That's really surprising.
Yeah.
That really is.
Yeah, that actually is. Yeah.
I think the most I can say is I remember I met Pavel Pardo when I was a kid. He signed my Mexico jersey at like the Cotton Bowl when Mexico played like the USA in like some friendly. It's one of the first games I ever went to.
You like it was like post game or something?
Ah man, I was so young I can barely remember. I want to say it was post game. Yeah, post game. Pavel Pardo, great name. I still have the jersey that has his signature right here. But then other players, I mean, Vedat Muriqi was the biggest one for me. Like, but I actually got to even like interview him because I was real media, Agustin.
Right.
He was there for legal reasons.
I got to interview him and I asked him 3 questions. What was his favorite like atmosphere that he's ever played in? What does he think about his current role with Mallorca? And I think just how he's adapted to the league overall after being in Turkey with Fenerbahce. But that dude was super nice, super easygoing, and even got a photo with him. He was great. And then I'd say like the Austin FC players perhaps that we've been able to see or be close up to. I don't think
we've been close.
Yeah, we haven't conversated with them though. Taylor Twellman, I met him at an airport and he used to be a player. I met him at an airport in Boston. And then
that one's crazy.
Yeah, that one was crazy, bro. That was crazy.
Purely coincidental.
Purely
but
coincidental.
You actually got to meet
got
him.
off the same flight, I think, and we got off in Boston. I ran up to him. He was next to John Champion and another one of their like assistants, I guess. And I was just like, "Hey, Taylor, I love your work. I love your experience as a player. Like, let me take a photo with you." Took a quick selfie with him. Great guy. But I feel like I'm missing someone. I feel like I've met more players for sure. But I think I'm missing it, man. I think I'm missing it right now.
You know what? I got to say, like, you guys are in Austin. You guys have your own MLS club. There's more players than you think that actually come to Austin for, like, their games. And you can probably meet them. For example, I met Timo Pukki. He just signed for Minnesota United. His first game, his second game was against Houston Dynamo. So I have a Timo Pukki jersey, and I went over there. He was able to sign it.
Light work, man.
Yeah.
That one's too easy.
Like a layup, bro.
I mean, come on. If you carry a Timo Pukki jersey in the MLS, like who else is going to either be a Norwich fan or have a Timo Pukki jersey? I just happen to collect jerseys, so they think that I'm either a Timo Pukki fan or a Norwich fan.
Yeah.
So, like you said, light work, I guess. But yeah, I'm sure a lot of them come to Austin to face Austin FC. So there's your shot.
Beyond that, man, I was saying like you should apply for like the CIA or something. Like this is good espionage type of tactics. Like you improvise. If something doesn't work, you immediately think, okay, I'm not giving up. There's a way in, and usually you find it.
Yeah.
So that's honestly impressive. Like if I would have gone to Maryland and they would have told me, oh, I can't be in the hotel, I would have been like, damn.
Yeah.
I'll just go to the stadium then.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge bummer. Like, I was already telling my brother, like, fuck, we came all the way over here. We got kicked out on the first day, bro. So you got to think of another option because otherwise it's either it's go big or go home. Because, like, come on, I came all the way to Maryland to watch them for 2 hours in the heat, like, far away. Like, you know, you got to make it work somehow, especially if you're going to Maryland, like, far, far away, you know?
Yeah, that kind of shows the dedication and passion just because it's fucking Maryland, dude. Like, to do that is crazy. All right, future plans then. What was like? Who's the next? Do you have any like set attacks scheduled? Do you
No,
have
it's just
anything?
an every summer thing. But
Okay.
awkwardly enough, next summer just happens to be the Copa America. I don't know if other smaller teams like mid-table teams from the Prem will come to the U.S. while the Copa America is going on. I don't know. We gotta wait and see who actually announces, you know, when they come and all this stuff. So we shall see, but I will let you know because it would be amazing to have DFO, the give and go, try and meet players. Yeah.
That'd be crazy, man.
cool.
Yeah. But I think one day we should jump on and we should vlog the experience. Just
that'd be
one
cool.
day spent with Agustin from DFO, professional football stalker, and just seeing what that lifestyle is like. I definitely wouldn't be able to do it routinely like you do it, but for one day, man, it'd be fucking fun.
Yeah. Like document the entire thing. That would be fun.
All right, give the people your socials, plug your work, let them know who you are so they can follow you and keep track of your ventures when it comes to meeting football players.
Right. My main social would be Instagram. I am Debatable Football Opinions, and you can also find me on YouTube with the same name, Debatable Football Opinions, as well as TikTok, where I make either informative football videos or any little thing really related to football. And I believe it is Agustin DFO. Yeah. Those three.
Last question: would you ever meet Cavani?
I think I would take a picture and then just make the most disgusting face. I thought about it because of course, he's always been to like MLS clubs. He just joined Boca recently, but he was linked to MLS clubs. I thought I probably will meet him if he comes to the MLS.
That's destiny.
Yeah. Or, I don't know what I would do. It's got to be like at the moment thing. I would just think of something. Yeah.
Sheesh, man. That one might get ugly, bro.
Yeah.
That one might get ugly.
The whole fight might break.
Well, thank you, bro. Thanks for coming on, and I hope that people enjoy this episode because I thought it was very insightful about a topic that honestly doesn't get represented much. The
I don't know
experience of
Like,
meeting
come on.
players. We got a professional here with us.
I don't know
today,
who else
bro.
does this, bro. I've met some really crazy people in my journeys who do as much as me, and they surprise me. Shout out to this one guy, Alejandro. I met him in Maryland. He is as crazy as me when it comes to this kind of thing. So, and there's not that many of us.
Whoa.
Not that many professional stalkers. You're right.
Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and rate us 5 stars on Spotify. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.